We really are in 2024. Hey everyone, this is Video Game Lover here, and I cannot believe that 2023 is ending. I literally remember doing the December of games I finished last year, and here we are doing it again in 2023. So, for the month of December, I finished 11 games. A lot of them were either through emulation or games that I've already finished by getting them back to my brother. So, without further ado, let's begin. First off, let's start off with New Super Mario Bros. Wonder, or Super Mario Bros. Wonder. A very good Mario game. I really enjoyed it. The only thing I really didn't like about this one was I felt the music wasn't as good as the new Super Mario Bros. Wii music. It has some good tracks, but it's not my absolute favorite soundtrack. But I really enjoyed Super Mario Bros. Wonder. It was a very good game. I liked it a lot. Next up, I finished the Dead Space remake. A wonderful remake to a great game. Now, one thing I did not like about the Dead Space remake was they love to throw necromorphs behind you all the time. They throw so many of them, you get blindsided, and it's very easy to die in this game. It could get pretty frustrating, but overall, I really enjoyed the Dead Space remake. It's a very good remake, and I do plan on playing the second game really soon. Next up, I finished Samurai Warriors for the PS2. Now, here's something really funny about this game. I actually had to play this on an emulator, and the reason why was the copy that I got, the disc, did not work. So I ended up getting another copy of this game. And guess what? The disc in that copy didn't work. So I was like, screw it, just gonna emulate it. And so I finished this game. And it's a pretty good game. I really enjoyed Samurai Warriors a lot. It's basically like Dynasty Warriors, but with other characters. It's a really fun game. I really enjoyed Samurai Warriors quite a bit. Next, I finished Road to WrestleMania 18 on the Game Boy Advance. A really solid wrestling game for the Game Boy Advance with some really impressive impressive graphics. One thing I will say though is the first game, which I actually have right here, the first one is absolutely terrible. Do not play this game. But this is a really fun wrestling game. I really enjoy this one a lot. The next game I finished was In Your House for the PS1. It's basically the sequel to WrestleMania, the arcade game, and I actually played through it on a live stream. I beat it as the British Bulldog, and overall, I really enjoyed it. If you enjoy WrestleMania the arcade game, you're pretty much gonna like In Your House. It plays just like it, except maybe it's not as polished as WrestleMania the arcade game, but I really enjoyed it for what it was. So I enjoyed In Your House. The next game that I finished was the Ninja Warriors remake, known as the Ninja Saviors, The Return of the Ninja Warriors. Now, I actually did a full playthrough of this game on my channel, and I said that I thought that the remake is way, way harder. That's not really true. They nerfed Kamatachi big time. Kamatachi was one of the best characters in the original game, in the original Super Nintendo version of that game. So they really nerfed him this time around, and he's just not as fun to play as the other characters. But I really enjoyed the remake. I thought Ninja Saviors was a really solid game. I really enjoyed this game. So next up, we have a couple of random games. Little Mermaid on the Game Boy, a very short, quick game. That's why I played through it. Not a bad game by Capcom. It's just a really short game. There's really nothing to really talk about with that one. Elf on the Game Boy Advance. Didn't realize that was on the Game Boy Advance, and not very good. I finished Run Saber on the Super Nintendo, and I thought Run Saber was a really, really solid game for the Super Nintendo. It's basically a Strider clone but it's a lot of fun. The only downside is that it's really short and it's kind of easy. There's only 6 levels, and if you die, you just start right where you died at. Even if you lose a continue, you start off where you died at. So it's a really fun game. I enjoyed Run Saber a lot. Really a solid game for the Super Nintendo. Next up, this year almost went for a full circle because I finished Splatterhouse at the start of the year. Then I finished the second game for Halloween. But for the end of the year, I finally played and finished Splatterhouse 3. And it was phenomenal. I had a blast playing through Splatterhouse 3. I almost got the full best ending, but unfortunately I was too late to beat the Stage 5 boss. I didn't get penalized because I got everything right. You know, you have to, if you end up not beating the level in the time limit, you end up getting a bad portion of your ranking and a bad portion of your ending. But I was able to get mostly the best ending, but I got the silly credits because I wasn't able to beat the Stage 5 boss. It's a tough game. It's a pretty hard game, but once you figure out all of Rick's moves, it's a pretty, really fun game. I love Splatterhouse 3. Can't believe it took me that long to beat it, but it was a lot of fun. And the final game that I finished for the year of 2023 in the month of December is Christmas Nights in a Dream. Basically what this is, it's a demo disc that Sega released at the end of '96. And it's basically a Christmas version of Nights in the Dreams. The only downside is it's only one level. Once you beat it as both Clarice and Elliot, you get the ending, the game's over. Very short game, very easy game, but I didn't mind playing through it. It's a really cute game, and I like the ending. It's adorable. So, but yep, that's it. And so I tallied it up. I finished a grand total of 114 games. 115 if you want to include Ada's Separate Ways in the Resident Evil 4 remake. Coincidentally, that's how many games I beat last year. So I beat 230 games in a span of 2 years. I beat 107 in 2021, and I beat 90 in 2020. So I basically beat, in a span of a half a decade, almost 500 games. Because in 2019, I beat a good bit of games that year too. Like, I would say about 60 or 70 that year. I don't remember the exact total, but I beat a lot of games that year. But working hard, man, of beating these games. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Happy New Year, everyone. This is my final video for 2023. And take it easy, everyone. Video Game Lover 58, signing out. Peace.